Thank you for purchasing your ST300 unit. This video demonstrates how to correctly and safely use the Director ST300 tool to measure the acoustic speed in standing trees. Your ST300 tool consists of the following items: a receiver unit known as the RX, an RX mounting spike, a PDA unit, a transmitter unit known as the TX, a soft hard-faced hammer and a holster. For a detailed description of the RX and TX units, please refer to the functional description page provided with the unit. The PDA battery must be adequately charged to last for the day or the task ahead. Typically, a fully charged battery will last for approximately 2 full days' use, but to be sure, it is recommended that you recharge the battery every evening. Replacing the battery will result in a hard reset, which will cause the loss of any saved data. Always carry a full spare set of batteries for the RX unit, which can be replaced at any time. Approach the first tree. Switch on the PDA and activate the ST300 program. Input details of the crew, species, stand, and tree number. Remove the TX probe from the holster. Position the probe at mid-thigh height with the face of the TX at 90 degrees to the tree. Hammer the probe into the tree using the nylon face of the hammer. 6 to 8 hits may be required to drive the point of the probe through the bark and 1 to 2 centimeters into the wood. The tool is designed to be hit into the tree in this way, but you should not hit any other parts of the equipment. Remove the RX spike from the holster. Holding the RX spike at 45 degrees to the tree, directly above the TX probe and at shoulder height, hammer the spike into the tree using the nylon face of the hammer. Remove the RX probe from the holster and insert the probe into the spike. Switch on the RX probe by momentarily pressing and releasing the trigger. You will see the serial number and battery icon appear on the screen. Within a few seconds, Bluetooth communication will be automatically established between the RX probe and the PDA. This will be accompanied by a short beeping sound and appearance of the Bluetooth icon on the upper right-hand side of the PDA screen. Depress the trigger again to activate the laser. Orientate the RX probe so that the laser points directly at the infrared window on the face of the TX probe. Release the trigger while holding the unit steady to activate the ultrasound distance measurement. A clicking sound indicates that the ultrasound measurement is taking place, and the distance between the probes will then show on the RX screen as well as on the PDA. You are now ready to initiate testing and recording of times and velocities. Using the steel face of the hammer, tap lightly on the head of the TX probe. An initial tap wakes up the electronics in the RX probe. Continue tapping on the TX probe about once per second, observing the records appearing on the PDA for each tap. The PDA displays the last 3 records, with the most recent appearing at the bottom. Earlier records are discarded as further taps are recorded. Continue tapping until 3 successive records show similar or identical elapsed times. Ideally, there will be less than 1 or 2 microseconds between successive records. When you have 3 acceptable readings on the PDA, save by clicking on the Save icon. If taking more than 1 set of readings per location on the tree, re-enter the same tree number and repeat the tapping procedure on the TX probe. Save additional data sets as required. When completed, replace the PDA and hammer in the holster, leaving the PDA turned on and ready for the next tree. Lift the TX probe upwards to loosen it from the tree and place it in the holster. To remove the RX spike, pull directly down and back up once or twice to loosen the spike in the tree. Then remove both parts together and place them securely in the holster. You are now ready to move to the next tree and repeat the procedure. Depending on the time taken to walk between trees, the PDA may lose its Bluetooth connection with the RX. This can be simply re-established by depressing and releasing the RX button. The Bluetooth icon will reappear on the upper right-hand side of the screen with a beeping sound. At the next tree, start by inserting the TX probe at 90 degrees to the tree as before. Drive the point of the probe through the bark and 1 to 2 centimeters into the wood. Insert the RX spike at shoulder height directly above the TX probe and at 45 degrees to the face of the tree. Insert the RX probe. Switch on the RX probe by pressing and releasing the trigger. To press the RX trigger again to activate the laser. Align and take the distance reading between the probes. Remove the PDA from the holster, insert the tree number and check the new distance appearing on the screen. You are now ready to test as previously shown. Tap lightly on the head of the TX probe using the steel face of the hammer. Continue tapping until 3 successive records show similar or identical elapsed times. When you have 3 acceptable readings on the PDA, save by clicking on the Save icon. Move the TX and RX probes directly up and down to loosen and remove them from the tree. Remove the probes and place them safely in the holster. You are now ready to move to the next tree. For further details on usage of the equipment, including downloading data from the PDA, refer to the user manual provided with the unit.